Welcome back, Crypto Crew. It's your boy Tom here, and we have the hottest takes on Bitcoin and crypto action. So, if you're ready to dive into today's market action, hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to come on over to X and follow us on X, where we talk Bitcoin and crypto all day, every day, 24 hours a day. So all eyes are on the Bitcoin summit today, and we got some major news. Donald Trump is taking the stage at 10:40 Eastern Standard Time. That's right. Trump has been incredibly friendly to the crypto market, and his speech could be the catalyst for Bitcoin's next massive breakout. We all know that regulatory clarity and institutional backing are key, and a pro-crypto stance from a U.S. president is one, unprecedented and huge. And he's not the only big name hitting the stage. Also speaking today, Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin bull himself, and Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. This is shaping up to be the most important events in crypto this year right now. And also that XRP is something definitely to keep your eyes on. Now, meanwhile, if we come on over to the gold market, let's talk about what just happened in the macro markets. Gold just smashed through an all-time high, hitting 3,051 per ounce. Now, why does it matter for Bitcoin? Well, history tells us that Bitcoin often follows gold's lead. So when gold pumps, Bitcoin isn't far behind. Now, I have to say that at times Bitcoin takes the lead. So if there was a gold Bitcoin cross that we could trade, maybe somebody should come up with a synthetic cross. That would be great on the marketplace. I would be short gold, long Bitcoin. Okay, for a hypothetical Bitcoin gold cross that doesn't exist, but because we could see on the chart here that that Bitcoin actually surpassed gold at one point, as gold took the lead in the rally. But what I really think was going to happen right now, we could see Bitcoin actually finally breaking through some key resistance levels and enter a price discovery mode. So I think that what will happen is gold will actually kind of slow down, actually kind of stabilize, maybe around 2,000 $900 level, 2,950, 2,008.75, something like that. I'm not really a gold trader, but I think that Bitcoin is poised for the breakout. So let's dive into the technicals. All right, now what we're going to be talking about right here is that every time Bitcoin has hit this zone, in other words, it's bounced off of major RSI levels. And every time it's hit this zone, it's ripped higher. Now, if history repeats itself, we're looking at a monster move incoming. Now, I want to talk about charts for a second, and I want to get into a little bit about what we could talk about as a technician. So many people come over here and you listen to all of us talking heads talking about technical analysis. And I think this is an important little piece that I want to add here, not long, okay? There's something called a chryality of charts. Chryality is the word. Man, try to get that out early in the morning. Chryality of charts. Now, what is chryality? Chryality basically is equal and opposite. So just like you have a left hand that mirrors your right hand, they're identical to one another. They're equal yet opposite. So too is what happens in technical analysis. Every market, pattern that we see has an equal and opposite effect. So in other words, we could see the pattern that actually is showing breakout, and yet we could see the pattern that's actually saying, well, if this happens, then that's going to happen. Now, to sum it up in a real quick story, in the institution that I worked for way back when, we had several economists that always would come in and talk to us, and they would say, well, on the left hand, the data means this, and on the right hand, the data means that. Well, my treasurer used to scream all the time, I just want a one-handed economist. I don't need the left and right hand. I need to know what the data is truly saying. But so what we're going to get into in our analysis is we're going to give you specific data points. And I think it's going to be quite interesting, because then we're going to be able to track our points historically right here, with past videos to prove it. So let's talk about, what's exactly happened. We have this massive wedge pressure building to insane levels. Where Bitcoin breaks out, it's going to be explosive. The structure suggests that we're loading up for what could be the biggest crypto pump in 2025. What we mean by that is that if we get above the previous high of 109, this thing is going to soar. Okay, but we have a lot of wood to chop, and we're going to be talking about those specific prices. Now, also, that's not the only thing that's happening. Okay, so if we come on over to good old Ethereum, all right, that's also showing a breakout. All right, so now we're going to come up with specific points in this video. What I also want to point out is fear and greed. Right now, the market has calmed down. So I would have really liked to see really fear, before this crypto summit, because that would make the pop all that much better. So let's get into some specific points that I want to point out for you today. So we're going to start off with Bitcoin. So I'm going to come on over to good old Bitcoin here, and I'm going to look at a 4-hour chart. Now, a lot of people asking, well, can you do some analysis on 1 hour? It's it can be done, but that would have to be that would mean that you'd have to be in the trading room with us, and actually we could take really quick short-term positions, because in order to get decent analysis, we need to look at the average true range of these coins. And Bitcoin's average true range is pretty large. So we need to come up with some type of parameters to give us some kind of good idea of where the marketplace is going to really break out from. So last evening, we had a break of 87,000. Oh, so slightly. And there's resistance up at 87,000. But the pop through 87,000 is actually showing that any type of movement down right now should be suspect. Okay, so we've been looking at this marketplace where we've had the low of 80,000 that held. We were talking about 80,000 for a while. If you go back and look at our videos, we've been talking about that. We also have this new low right here of 81,201, which is a very important price. And we had the resistance at 87,000. So right now, there should be short-term support at 84,500. And I'm just going to put a level there right here. 84,550, 558. That's fine. It's close enough. There should be short-term support there. That is what I would consider to be a warning level. Now, what do I mean by warning level? Historically, if the marketplace was still in a very, very bearish tone, now it has been bearish for a while, but it's starting, if we start to look at market structure, we're starting to get higher lows. We haven't gotten that higher high that we need, which is that all-important 92,793, and of course, right behind it, like 95 and 100,000. We haven't seen that yet, but we need to be poised for getting long this, and also understanding where the danger zones are. 84,500 should be a short-term support. Now I'm talking about 4-hour chart here. So the main support sits at 84,000. I should say the 4-hour kind of main support sits at 84,000 even. The main support, say on daily analysis, sits at 81,300. So the main support on daily analysis is 81,300. We're going to put this all together. So don't, I'm not just going to be doing, something that with chirality. Okay, I'm not going to be talking out of both sides of my mouth, and I'm not going to be if this then that. But it is important to understand if this then that. So we got 81.4, 81. Okay, that's fine. 81,496, that's fine. 81,4, 81, right there. 81.4. Where is it? Come on. My shaky little hands. Too much nicotine this morning. 81,407 is really where the main support is right now for the dailies. Now, if somehow something comes out where Trump just doesn't say anything that's expected, well, we could see a break, and the 84.5 is going to be the warning for 84,000, which is opening up. A break of 84,000 even is opening up that 81,400 and 400. Okay, so right now as we stand, if we get a break above 87,005 right now, 87,005, that would be the breakout signal for the 4-hour chart. And what's that showing is that's showing strength to about 90,000. About 90,000. Now, remember, you can say, what do you mean 90,000? Well, look, we got a lot of wood to chop, but there's a lot of people that are short this thing. So, really, that breakout of this is a $3,000 movement. A break of that is actually opening up the 92,592, which is an incredibly critical price level. That is a very, very critical price level. A break above that and a hold above that is actually sending us back up into the 100, 105. Now, let's move on over to good old Ethereum. Ethereum is a quite interesting chart, short-term price action. We actually also broke out of this chart pattern here. And it's important to note that in Ethereum, the main support right now is 1700. 1700 is the main short-term support point. Now, if we break that for whatever reason, okay, it's going to actually open us up to, probably around 1500, which I don't really see happening because this breakout looks pretty strong, although it's still a little bit fragile right now. It is a break that happened. I had a breakout really at 2000 and 2100. It hasn't quite surpassed that. If we do break above 2100, it's opening up its path 2500. So a break of 2100 is opening up 2500 on the short term. You need to have protections in. We got to watch that. I wish I had a tighter level. I really don't. 1700 is what it is. I can't make up something. I'm not going to do that. So we got like right around there. 2100 right now is really the true breakout to send us up to around this top right up in this area here. Right. Actually take it right here to this point right here, like 25,526. Warning would be the break of the 1700. So right now, all things are pointing kind of biddish right now. And we just got to wait for that summit to get past us. And I think it's all going to be, good news. That's just the way I'm looking at it. So final thoughts, Bitcoin, the most hated rally Ethereum is about to occur. We put that on our X account. I think that was a great little statement by Merlin. We have the Fed that announced that QT, quantitative tightening, is basically stopping. It ends April 1st, so that's going to add some fuel to the fire. We got Trump speaking at the crypto summit. Bitcoin-friendly billionaires are speaking at the summit. Gold hitting all time highs. Textbook breakout set up for Bitcoin and Ethereum, confirming its own massive move. Everything's lining up for a massive crypto surge. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments. Do you think Bitcoin and Ethereum are about to rip, or are we in for a shake up for before the next big pump? Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next big update. And remember, always follow us on X for real-time crypto insights. So that's it for today, Crypto Crew. And remember, always, always, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.